Here is today's featured headline in space. The two Maxar businesses in geospatial intelligence and space systems are changing their names. Today is October 1st, 2025, and you're listening to Space News First Up, brought to you by Black Sky.
And now a word from our sponsor, Black Sky. Black Sky empowers customers to see, understand, and anticipate change with real-time space-based intelligence, delivering on-demand, high-frequency satellite imagery, analytics, and dynamic monitoring for decisive strategic and tactical advantage. Visit blacksky.com to learn more.
Here are today's other top headlines. China is preparing a series of tests and launches in the final quarter of 2025 that are crucial to its crewed moon program and commercial rocket plans. Satellite operators are looking to an international regulator for help in avoiding collisions in orbit. Varda Space Industries has signed a new agreement with an Australian range for capsule landings. The Maldives is looking to raise $50 million for a space agency fund that will address climate and security challenges. And OQ Technology has expanded its satellite connectivity services for remote Internet of Things devices to Australia.
First Up is produced by Space News, the industry standard for professional space journalism. Visit spacenews.com for breaking news, policy updates, and original analysis.
We begin today with news that the two Maxar businesses in geospatial intelligence and space systems are changing their names. Maxar Intelligence is now known as Vantor, while Maxar Space Systems has become Lantaris, name changes that took effect Wednesday. The two companies were created from Maxar Technologies after private equity firm Advent International acquired it for $6.4 billion in 2023. The name changes are intended to help make clear that the two companies are separate, as many assumed they were divisions within the same company rather than distinct entities. For Vantor, the new name also signals a strategic pivot from primarily providing Earth imagery from satellites and data analytics to becoming what executives describe as a software and data-focused company centered on intelligent solutions. China is preparing a series of tests and launches in the final quarter of 2025 that are crucial to its crewed moon program and commercial rocket plans. This includes new tests of the Long March 10, the launch vehicle China is developing for sending astronauts to the moon. Another expected test is an in-flight escape test at maximum dynamic pressure of the Mengzhou crew spacecraft. Chinese launch will also enter a crucial period in the final months of 2025, with multiple new rockets close to debut flights including the Long March 12A, Zhuke 3, Tianlong 3, and Gravity 2. Satellite operators are looking to an international regulator for help in avoiding collisions in orbit. During a panel at the International Astronautical Congress, IAC, Tuesday, American and Chinese satellite operators said one of their biggest problems is finding contact information for operators of satellites that approach their fleets. While the major operators work well with each other, in many cases smaller operators are difficult to contact. They said that the ITU could help by asking member states and operators to submit contact information to them, serving as a trusted third party to facilitate those communications. The ITU plans to discuss the issue at a space sustainability forum it is hosting next week. Varda Space Industries has signed a new agreement with an Australian range for capsule landings. Varda and Southern Launch announced a deal Tuesday to allow Varda to re-enter up to 20 capsules at Southern Launch's Kuniba test range through 2030. Varda landed its W2 and W3 capsules there earlier this year, with 2 more re-entries planned before the end of the year. Varda said the Australian site can support the higher cadence of missions it has planned after the company struggled to win approvals last year to land a capsule in Utah. The Maldives is looking to raise $50 million for a space agency fund that will address climate and security challenges. The Maldives Space Fund, based in the United Arab Emirates for regulatory oversight, was announced Wednesday during the IAC. The $50 million fund represents an initial phase designed to support the Maldives Space Research Organization on its priorities, which include marine conservation, illegal fishing detection, and broader support for small island developing states. The fund will invest in infrastructure, applications, and frontier innovation areas. OQ Technology has expanded its satellite connectivity services for remote Internet of Things, IoT, devices to Australia. The Luxembourg-based company announced Tuesday that it secured a license to use S-band spectrum for non-terrestrial 5G IoT services from its constellation of 10 small satellites. The company is also opening an Australian office as it seeks to tap into soaring demand for space-based connectivity in the oil and gas, agriculture, and mining sectors.
Discover your next mission in the space industry with the Space News Job Exchange. Visit jobs.spacenews.com to find top aerospace roles and connect with leading employers. And for employers, use discount code JOBEX for 15% off your next purchase.
In other news, Japanese SAR satellite company Synspective has acquired 10 more Electron launches from Rocket Lab. The companies announced the contract Tuesday, a little more than a year after Synspective bought a first batch of 10 Electron launches. Combined with earlier deals, Synspective has launched 6 of its Strix radar imaging satellites on Electrons, with 21 in its backlog. Synspective also has launch contracts with ExoLaunch and SpaceX. The second Viasat 3 satellite has arrived in Florida for launch preparations. The Boeing-built Viasat 3 F2 satellite is scheduled to launch later this month on a United Launch Alliance Atlas V. The satellite was to launch in 2023, but was delayed after an antenna deployment problem on Viasat 3 F1. The companies have not detailed the corrective actions that have been taken to avoid repeating the issue with the Viasat 3 F1 antenna supplied by Northrop Grumman.
Share your company's news with the entire space industry through Stellar Dispatch, the press release service from Space News. Learn more and use discount code SD2106 for 15% off when you submit yours at spacenews.com/stellardispatch.
Canada plans to fund space technologies with both civil and defense applications. Speaking at the IAC this week, Canadian Space Agency President Lisa Campbell said the new Canadian Defence Industrial Strategy will provide $9.3 million to 17 Canadian companies developing space technology with dual-use applications. That includes advanced robotics, satellite servicing and refueling, and artificial intelligence applications. Australia and the United Kingdom renewed their commitment to space-related cooperation. The two countries signed at the IAC Wednesday an extension of the Space Bridge Framework Arrangement. That agreement, first signed in 2021, supports investment, research, and cooperation between the two countries in space. One example of that cooperation is AquaWatch, a space and ground-based initiative focused on water quality monitoring that includes companies and organizations in both countries. The University of South Australia is partnering with Australian and Japanese companies on laser communication systems for space. Japan's Warp Space will integrate its optical modem with the Australasian Optical Ground Station Network, led by the university, while Warp Space expands other work in Australia. The network is designed to support space-to-ground high-speed communications. Scientific American reports that a new study boosts the chances that Saturn's moon Enceladus could host life. The study, published Wednesday, reanalyzed data from the Cassini mission to Saturn, looking for organic compounds in plumes ejected from the icy surface of Enceladus. The data showed evidence of complex organic molecules that, on Earth, are associated with life. Scientists said the research suggests there is complex chemistry taking place in the subsurface oceans of Enceladus that are worth examining in greater detail on any future missions there.